Good morning, guys. I am going to try to explain to you how to make those stars. I've had a couple requests. One of my coworkers actually taught me how to do it, and I absolutely love them. This is my first how-to tutorial, so bear with me. I'll try to do it as easy and as quick as possible. If you have questions, just leave some comments, and I'll try to answer whatever questions you have. So the first thing you want to do is choose your colors. You can either use the same color throughout, or you can do a double color like I did with the blue and white. Today I'm going to do purple and pink. So the first thing you need to do is choose your colors, and then you want to square the paper. It has to be perfectly square. I used an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and I cut it to 8.5 by 8.5. You will need 3 sheets of each color, equaling a total of 6 sheets of paper. Once you have those squares, what you want to do is there are 3 sheets here together. You want to fold this in half so it looks like a triangle. And you want to make the seam so it looks just like this. Once you fold that sheet of paper, you are going to make slits into the paper. 2 or 3 on each side. It's up to you. It depends on how you want your snowflake to look. The best thing to do is start off with 2 slips, and it goes probably about an inch in. I didn't measure, so I just kind of eyeball it. And you want to cut all the way up to the top, but you don't want to go through the top. So there's one slit, and you're going to do the other one, and you're going to make that slit go all the way to the corner of where the other one is without cutting all the way through the paper. Just like that. So you're going to make a second slit, probably about another inch in. So it will look like that. So you want to do that with both colors. So once you have cut both colors, all 6 sheets, when you open it, it's going to look like this. What you want to do now is separate each one. So once you have separated that, you're going to lay this on the table so that the fold is facing you and it looks like a diamond. So on the table in front of you, it should look like this. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take the opposite ends of the diamond and you're going to fold them in. And right there you are going to use your stapler. If you use a stapler, get a mini one. It's much easier to use. You're going to use your stapler and connect those ends together. So it looks just like that. Then after you do that with the fold facing up, you're going to flip the paper over so the fold is actually towards the table. And you're going to fold the next 2 pieces together. And when I fold them, I'm just putting them just like that. They don't have to go too far apart or too far together. You just kind of want to stick them in the middle. And you're going to staple or tape that as well. And then once again you flip it over. So now the folds are facing upwards again. And you're going to staple or tape those ends as well. And depending on how many cuts you made, you'll do that. Keep going back and forth the opposite sides for every cut that you have. So your end result is going to look like this. Once you've finished this, you need to do this with every sheet you have, so you will have 6 of these all together. I'm going to pause this and jump right to the end to show you how to stick them all together. Now that you have all 6 of your single pieces done, what you now want to do is grab 3. So you're going to have 2 of the same color and 1 of the opposite color if you've used 2 different colors. And what you're also going to want to do is, if you look inside these, the first star you did, the fattest tube, you want all of these to basically face in the same direction. So you're going to grab one right at the tip here and grab another one, and you're going to put those two ends together just like that. And then you're going to grab the third and do the same thing. So there are three together just like this, and you're going to staple that at the top. So all those tubes are facing in the same direction. And then you're going to get your other three and do the same thing. Now these will be the opposite colors basically. So for instance, I just did two pinks with a purple in the middle. Now I'll do two purples with a pink in the middle. And you're going to staple that as well. Just try to line them up as good as you can. And when you are folding them individually, you also want to try to get the folds close together when you put those two ends together. And you'll know what I mean as you're doing it. So then what you're going to do is you want to pay attention to how you're putting them together so the dark purples are against the pink. And again, you want to try to get the tubes to go in the same direction. So these two, I'm going to put these two ends that we just stapled together like this. And you're going to staple those two together as well. So you basically have your outline of your star now. Now we just have to staple the ends together. So when you have two loose ends, if you look where these two pieces come together, that's where you're going to staple them. Right in the middle, they basically look like crosses or X's. You put them together, you can line them up so the X, it's kind of hard to show you on the video, but see how it looks like an X? You're going to put both of those X ends together, and you're going to staple them, and you're going to go through to every single one and staple every single one of those together. I'm on my last one, and you'll see now that we are doing the last one. The snowflake has, or star, whatever you want to call it, has finally taken full shape. And you now have your snowflake. I would suggest, just as my coworker suggested to me when she showed me how to do these, when you go to hang them, you're going to do one of the ends. I would put tape or something over top of it before you put the hole punch in it. That way it reinforces and it doesn't rip the paper as it's hanging from the weight. You can do any size you want, really, as long as you start with a square piece of paper. I will tell you, though, the smaller you get, the harder it is. The smallest size that I did was a 3-inch square. These right here are, these smaller ones I think are 4 or 4.5-inch squares. Once you get beyond, smaller than 4 inches, it gets pretty difficult to get the stapler in there. I've even used tape to make it a little bit easier, and used a pencil to actually roll them, because it's very difficult to fold the paper when it gets quite small. Some people have asked about using construction paper. Construction paper tends to rip very easily. I would not suggest using construction paper. I would use a thicker paper. I haven't tried cardstock, although I'm sure cardstock would hold up very well. Just be careful when you fold it, you're not putting too many wrinkles in it, because it's a harder paper. When you roll the folds, it tends to wrinkle or get stuck, so you'll have to smooth those out. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I tried to do this real quick before my son got up for school. If you have any questions, again, leave some comments, and I'll try to answer any questions you may have. If the video does not work well with instructions, I can try to do one later at a different angle. Just let me know what you think. Thanks a lot, guys. Good luck.